So as you look, and I know you're a guy who follows the news at least a little bit, Alan, in terms of around the league, you've seen in your division, Lamar Jackson's re-signed, Odell's coming in there to join him in Baltimore. You got Cleveland now, a full offseason with Deshaun Watson. He's going to be out there from week 1 this time around. Then you got the Bengals, who are, for as long as Joe Burrow's there, are going to be talked about as one of the favorites in the AFC. Give me your breakdown of the division and the pitch, if you have one, for why we should believe in the Steelers in the AFC North in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great division. I think that as a competitor, as a player, that's what you want to do. You want to line up against the best talent across the league each and every Sunday. And for us, we know the competitive division that we have. But again, I think that when you have the group of players that we have, you have the character of guys that we have in this locker room, and when you have the grit of guys that we have in this locker room, we're looking forward to that challenge each and every Sunday. And we're making sure that even right now, today, as we go through the spring, that we're mentally preparing ourselves, for some of these different things that may happen during the season, for any adverse moment. And I think that you can already kind of see the grit of the group starting to form. Again, and when you have a coach like Coach Tom, it's the reason, like I said before, why he's had success. He knows how to get guys to rally around each other. He knows how to get guys to buy into each other and different things like that. And like I said before, man, we have something special for him, and you can tell already.
I mean, you're getting a test right out of the gate, too. I mean, week 1, you're facing the San Francisco 49ers, who, again, other teams can be talked about as one of the favorites within the division. Do you like the early test? Do you like having a hard game out of the gate, or would you rather ease in college style with a few of those, Division II type foes within the NFL?
Man, at the end of the day, it's the NFL. Everybody that you play week 1 is going to be a tough matchup. Teams, most times, that's when teams are their most healthy and different things like that. So you're typically going to get guys' best shot, early on in the season. But again, I think across the board, though, it's one of those things where you have new people in different systems and things like that. It isn't much tape on guys. You don't have as many trends that have set ins, and some of the analytical data of different things like that hasn't quite set in yet. So it's a true matchup of having to step in week 1. Two good teams going against each other, not knowing too much information about each other, just having to go out there and play ball. So some of those early season matchups are definitely fun. Because you just have to lock in. Trust yourself, trust your teammates, go out there and play ball.
You talk about that analytical data. There is quite a bit of data, actually, Alan, to back up the fact that you were the most open receiver on the Rams last season, even more so than Cooper Kupp, just in terms of the separation. People are going to look at the raw numbers and catches and all that and have questions, just like any player. What in your mind, how much do you have left? You're 29 years old. You turned 30, I think, in August. How much more is there still for Allen Robinson in the NFL?
I think I have a lot more. Again, like you said before, man, I'm going into my 10th year, but still to date right now, I'm 29. So I haven't broke 30 yet, which I will this year. But again, for me, how I approach my off season, how I approach my in season, and different things like that, I've learned to be able to improve in the areas that I need to and learn it, and I've learned how to do that. So again, I'm a guy who, I take my workouts, I take my training, I take my practices, I take everything like that serious. For me, it's always football. It's always how can I continue to improve myself. Again, like things like last season, things like that. That's not something that I'm bitter about. It's not something that I'm, upset about. It's, how can I continue to push this ball forward, and continue to improve myself, and be the best version of myself. That's all that I focus on. It's not anybody from the outside, any outside noise. It's just about me versus me. How can I continue to get better and continue to improve?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.